For hundreds of thousands of Philadelphians, the daily routine has been turned upside down. As of Sunday, August 24th, sweeping service cuts to SEPTA, the city's public transit system, have taken effect, creating one of the most significant disruptions to the region's transportation network in recent memory. For commuters, it's the start of a difficult new reality. This first round of cuts trims service by roughly 20% across the board. Buses, subways, trolleys, and the regional rail lines that tie the city to its suburbs. Riders now face longer waits, more crowded vehicles, and in many cases, the total disappearance of a familiar route. 32 bus lines have been eliminated outright, another 16 shortened, and service reduced on 88 more. Most trains now shut down by 9 p.m., a major blow to the city's nightlife and to anyone working an evening shift. Even the special Sports Express trains that whisk fans to games have been scrapped. Behind the turmoil is a budget gap of more than $213 million. SEPTA officials say that without emergency funding from Harrisburg, these cuts were the only option left on the table. In the state capitol, a partisan standoff has frozen progress. Democrats accuse the Republican-led Senate of ignoring the needs of commuters, while Republicans back a plan to dip into the Public Transportation Trust Fund, an idea Democrats argue would jeopardize other infrastructure projects. With the state budget now weeks overdue, riders are paying the price. The timing could hardly be worse. The very first day of reduced service coincided with the opening of Philadelphia's public schools, stranding or delaying many of the roughly 52,000 students who rely on SEPTA to reach class. Other commuters have had to set their alarms hours earlier just to make it to work on time. One longtime rider who once endured an hour-long trip now expects her commute to double. The burden falls heaviest on the city's most vulnerable. Seniors who depend on transit for groceries and doctor's visits face new hurdles. Late-night hospitality workers have fewer safe, affordable ways to get home. Some riders fear that unreliable service could even cost them their jobs. And as more people climb into cars out of necessity, traffic congestion and pollution are likely to rise. Worse may be on the horizon. If lawmakers don't strike a deal, a second, even deeper round of cuts is scheduled for January 2026, an additional 25% reduction that would bring overall service nearly in half. 5 regional rail lines and 18 bus routes could disappear. Meanwhile, a 21.5% fare increase looms on September 1st, raising the base ride to $2.90. Community groups and Democratic lawmakers are ramping up rallies, arguing that the crisis threatens the entire southeastern Pennsylvania economy. Transportation experts warn of long-term damage, from shrinking job access to declining property values. SEPTA insists the current reductions were a last resort. For now, though, riders must navigate a system that is less frequent, more crowded, and soon to be more expensive, waiting for a divided state government to decide whether Philadelphia's lifeline can be restored.